to the God is a Geek podcast, your new favourite podcast about video games, the action in Augusta as McElroy attempts to make it 5 majors, Fast and Furious 7's massive opening weekend, and our impending return to Westeros. I am your host, Colm Ahern, and with me this week, it's a packed house. It's my personal aphrodisiac, it's Calvin Robinson.
Hello, Colm, how are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, Calvin.
Great.
Because, as I said, we do have a packed house, and of course, when we have a packed house, we gotta have the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. He's the women's pick, the men's regret, and if you gamble against him, you made a bad bet now. It's Nailz. It's Dan Nailz.
Hello, how you doing, lads?
It occurred to me, Nailz, while I was actually giving you an introduction befitting you, that you said to me prior to the podcast that a couple of your friends were talking to you about the podcast. When they meet you, do they give you this introduction?
They should do. I wish they did. I do have that, actually, your voice then saved on my phone.
Is that your ringtone?
And I just, yeah, I've got it. Yeah, and I just kind of bring it out, play it before I introduce myself to anyone ever.
Every time you walk into a room, you play Colm.
I fucking hope you do. You should if you don't. And lads, as I said, we have a packed house. We have one more with us. It is the Wanderer, Dan Murphy.
Hello, Colm. I was kind of hoping for my own special rap, being a Dan as well, but I suppose I can't complain too much there, can I?
Well, you're a Bolton Wanderers fan,
that is
you know.
True.
I mean,
yeah,
so
I can deal with
you are our personal Wanderer. Even though there's another guy who follows Bolton on the team. I can't think of his name. He used to be on this podcast a lot. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So Dan Murphy.
Hello.
I know listeners to the podcast, maybe they got the WrestleMania 31 podcast in their feed. What was that, a week or two ago? But people want to learn a bit more about Dan Murphy. They want to get inside the mind of Mr. Dan Murphy and find out what makes him tick. No. So please, let myself, Calvin, and Nailz, and all of our listeners know.
Oh, I thought I was going to get a question then. I thought I was going to get a question to portray my personality.
I'm just throwing it out there. You take it wherever you want to take it.
I think I am the youngest on the God is a Geek team at the tender age of 18. Just
sweet Jesus.
Just beating out Stubbsy and Greg. And this is really hard for you on the spot. I have to explain myself.
Just pretend you're speed dating.
That's even worse.
That's what you kids do, isn't it? Isn't that what the kids do, Calv? I think they're speed dating and things like that. Just pretend this is Tinder or something.
Dating.
As you mentioned, I am a Bolton Wanderers fan, which you may guess, unlike Adam, I live up north in the sunny Atherton, quite near, a few minutes away from where Nailz lives, I believe.
Up to north.
Aye, indeed. I can't remember myself. Games wise, I like a lot of stuff, but I'm shit at a lot of stuff as well. And as I'm a young whippersnapper, I never played a lot of, like, you know how your classic games, like your favourite games are all probably really well known things. Well, my favourite game is Barnyard, the video game based on the movie.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm not even kidding, it's the best game ever.
Okay, do tell, come on. Indulge.
To be fair, it's actually like a. So you're a cow. They let you be your own cow.
Excuse me? Yeah, go on.
They let you be your own cow on the farm, and you're like, it's an open world as well, to be fair, and you just explore the farmland, and you level up your barn to make it a party place. You play mini games, and you do missions, shooting kids with tomatoes as they try and tip over cows. Ride a bike around the fields. It's genuinely really good. I need to play it again at some point. Yeah. And
what was this? Was this a like PS3 360
PS2.
or PS2?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I remember the film Barnyard.
You need to. It's so good. They play Johnny Cash. The cow plays Johnny Cash on a guitar, and he beats up coyotes. It's the best film ever.
This is just adorable. I'm loving seeing Murph just flip his shit over Barnyard. Nailz, are you a fan of Barnyard?
Never heard of it.
Oh my dear.
Sacrilege, Kelv.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. Is this still the introduction?
It's devastating. You need to watch
sort of.
It's so good.
So, Dan, how then do you go from Barnyard to Bloodborne?
Well,
how did that? Where did that mental shift happen in your head?
I don't really know. Well, I need to. Everyone loves it, so I thought I had to. Everyone loves the Souls series, and as someone who's never played one, because I look at it and just think, nah. So I had to give. I thought I'd give this one a go because this one looks, despite the horror which terrifies me, the combat looks a little bit more up my street, a bit more fluid and faster. So I thought I'd give it a try, and still in the first area, about 10 hours, not gone forward yet. Devastating.
How are you finding it as someone who has never played a Souls game before?
They weren't lying when they said it'd be difficult. That's for one. And I'm actually really enjoying it. I got to the point where there's a bit, I don't know where everyone's up to, if they've played it or not, but there's a bit right at the beginning, basically, where everyone's around a fire. There's about 15 enemies or so around a fire, and the aim is like you have to pick them off by throwing pebbles at them. But like for the first 2 hours I played it, I didn't have any pebbles. Didn't know where to find pebbles, so I died 20 times before I finally gave up that night. And then as I finished that playthrough, I found pebbles on a guy right at the beginning. So the game just broke me as it went on. And then, but finally, about 4 hours in, on the cusp of my 40th death, I finally beat everyone in that area. Managed to go on, killed a big troll that was behind a door, which was frightening me, and then I got killed by a pack of dogs. But I'm loving it, despite being in the first area, still been there for a good 8 to 10 hours now, can't get out of it. I'm still going back to it and playing it, which I think is testament to how much I am enjoying it.
Yeah, because I too have been playing Bloodborne, and like you, Dan, I've never played any of the Souls games, didn't play Demons or the 2 Dark Souls, and I kind of, it seemed like a lot of people were jumping in with this particular game. It was, when we're starved for exclusives, you kind of take whatever you're given at this early stage of nearly fucking a year and a half of the consoles being out. Jesus Christ. So I've been playing Bloodborne as well, and I must say it's something that I'm going to have to enjoy from afar. Because I use this phrase. No, look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If you like Bloodborne, fucking great. But I used this phrase when, a long time ago, when it was myself, Calv, and Adam, may his soul rest in peace, when we were talking on the podcast, when I was playing Fez. And Fez was a game that I, again, could enjoy from afar. I could enjoy the work put into it. I could enjoy there were elements of it that I did like the swiveling the world around on its own axis. Cool kind of things here and there. However, fuck off for the most of it, Fez. Bloodborne can fuck off for the most of it. Because it's okay, I'll talk about the difficulty in 2 seconds. But first, the phrase I was talking about. I'm so fucking riled up now. Basically,
you okay, Colm?
The Emperor's New Clothes, because everyone loves it. Oh, I must love it too. And there are so many things that you can pick in Bloodborne, like the loading times. I mean, look, some people might say, oh, that is nitpicking, but it's a fucking PS4 exclusive. This didn't have to be made for fucking maybe the 2 main consoles and the PC or anything like that. This is one console, and the loading times are about, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe a small bit more, but not an awful lot. And maybe it's just something that mightn't sound like a lot, but Jesus Christ, when you die and you're waiting to jump back in, it really, really is. And also, how do you think it looks, Dan?
I think the art style and how oppressively grim it all is impressive. Like the aesthetic of it all is good, but graphically speaking, it's not top end. It's not it's not of the order, obviously, like anything like that. It's all right, but for, as you say, for a console exclusive, it should be a lot more finely tuned. I think the frame rate. I'm not one to moan about frame rates and stuff usually, but it's been knocking me sick a few times on that, and my hardest enemy on Bloodborne is actually the camera, to be fair, because I can't control the bastard at times.
Yep, I fully agree. I think that there are parts where it looks like a PS3 or a 360 game. Yeah. There are beautiful... You can get really, really nice shots when you kind of aim the camera towards the sunset, or you can get really nice skylines. But the world itself, I think it looks quite grubby at points, and some people might say, yeah, that is the aesthetic they're going for. But I don't know, some of the textures just don't look right. And yeah, the frame rate is fucking mock at times. Yeah. It really is. And it's a game where it needs to be on point, because like one part that I do really, really enjoy, I must say, is the combat. It's because it can be as simple or as deep as you want it to be, effectively. Like you have your gun, which it's very difficult to train yourself that your gun effectively isn't a gun, it's a shield. Yeah. And it's used to parry weapon or parry enemies and things like that. And obviously your one-handed weapon, the way that can be turned into a two-handed weapon, and you can string combos with that. That's all really, really cool. It's just, I don't know, I just don't think this is the second coming of Christ. You know? Like, Calv, you played the Souls games, didn't you?
No, way too difficult.
I thought you played Dark Souls too.
No, I wouldn't touch it.
I do apologise.
Me playing those games is like you playing Rainbow Six, mate.
We'll talk about that too. Nailz, have you dabbled in any of the previous Souls games, or is Bloodborne something you want to look at?
Well, I played Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. I probably put maybe 10, 12 hours into each. And yeah, I enjoy them while I'm playing them, and then I get to a point and I just can't be bothered anymore. So as much as I want Bloodborne and people tell me it's great and it looks great and I want a nice shiny exclusive for my PS4, I'm being sensible, and I'm not getting it, because I know I'll put a couple of hours into it and get bored.
Yeah, like I even found myself coming to that conclusion pretty early. Like I have put in about, I want to say, 4 or 5 hours thereabouts, and I mean the first hour or so I was running around just doing stupid things, not knowing where the fuck I was going, and it took effectively Adam Cook to basically share play to me his PS4 and take me through how to fucking play Bloodborne for a good 45 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes, and just show me things, because, like, I understand that some people don't like the way that video games are very hand-holdy nowadays, things like that. Like, Skyward Sword is a prime example of the last couple of years, where the tutorial goes on for something like 2 or 3 hours. And yeah, that's the other extreme, because I think there needs to be a little middle ground. Like, maybe before you start Bloodborne, there's two options. I've never played a Souls game. I have played loads of Souls games. I don't want any sort of tutorial, because it throws you in and expects you to know fucking everything about it. People are calling it very accessible, but I don't know if those people who are calling it accessible have just played the 3 previous Souls games, or maybe the last Souls game, or something like that. Like, it's I don't know. As I say, it's something that I can admire from afar, and yeah, and it's the whole like I appreciate how death is very important in Bloodborne, and that's really, really cool. Like, I think a game which did that very well was Alien Isolation. It taught you that death is important. Save your fucking game, you idiot, or you're going to lose a lot of progress. Like, in this, it just seems a little bit too harsh. Where you can, like, there was even one point where I understood the like, after a while I was kind of understanding how the game was going, and I was like, okay, I now I need to farm souls. I think that's what the cool kids call it. And so I went around trying to do that, and I don't know, I had about 2,000 or something like that, and I was like, alright, this is cool. I'm going to head back to my bonfire or lamp or whatever they call it in Bloodborne, I don't know, and go back to the area where I can upgrade. And then some bastard killed me, and I lost all of them. And I was like, fuck, that's a half an hour wasted. I don't know, I don't know. It's, look, horses for courses. Like, you're enjoying it, Mr. Dan Murphy.
It's weird, because when I'm playing it, like, when I'm slicing everyone up to bits, it is fun. Like when, like you say, it's so frustrating when you're dying. Like I've just been on it then before I came on here, and I'd gone round. Like I'm doing this bit now where I'm just farming blood echoes to get me level up before I go and try and beat the first boss again because it battered me. And I went to these. Have you found the shortcut column to get to the boss? Have you been shown
the first boss?
Yeah, the house.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so you know at the side of the house is those two big troll type things. Yeah. Well, I've killed them once, and I went to kill them again, and I got about 2,000 souls, blood echoes, whatever, because I'd been round farming, and I'd thrown a Molotov on one of them. It was half dead, and then it came to me, so I was slicing it. I had the littlest bit of health left, and then it jumped on me and battered me 8 times with its hammer, and I couldn't get up, and then I was dead. And it's just stuff like that. It just when. That felt like it wasn't its usual attacks, and that it felt unfair. So at that point, I did feel a bit cheated out of it, and that the time was a waste, and I just turned it off. So there is a fine balance, and I don't think, from what I've heard about Dark Souls and stuff, how a lot of people talked about it, I don't think it is as intricate as Dark Souls, and there's, you know what I mean? So, but I am enjoying it, to be fair. I need to give it more time. It'll probably be traded in soon, though, because I can't. Can't do it.
But I mean, Murphy. Sometimes you have to trade in games because they're very, very, they're very, very expensive.
Oh, yeah, they
and to get new ones, you know, they're like. All right, Nailz, give me a chance. To get new ones, you know, you have to. Maybe you can't afford new games.
Should I have not said that?
Cause no, you were on the right page, Murph. You were going well. So yeah, it's very very difficult sometimes to afford new games.
I'm a student with no money.
Exactly. So, you know, trading in games is perfect. Like, I don't know, Nailz. Like, you've been playing a game that's relatively cheap, I hear.
I've been playing. Fucking hell. I've been playing affordable space adventures. Did you see what he did there, listeners? And it's that rarest of beast. It's a Wii U exclusive. No, that's not the rare one. Rare one, is it? The rare one's third-party Wii U games.
That's true, yeah.
It's a Wii U exclusive, Wii U eShop exclusive, and it is really good. You basically, did you ever? No, Helicopter's the wrong style of game. It's a bit like Pixel Junk Shooter. Oh, yeah. I don't know if any of you guys played that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you kind of have to navigate similar kind of style levels in a little ship. So you move from one side and you got to get to the entrance. You don't have to save any guys along the way. You've just got to hit switches to open, disable traps and open the door at the end kind of thing. But the selling point is you control all your ship's systems really intricately off the Wii U gamepad, off the screen there. So you can turn on your engines, you can adjust how much power goes to each one. You can turn on sensors, landing gear, and more as you go along. But a lot of the enemies that you go past, you have no weapons. The enemies that you got to sneak past, they each have they can detect a certain amount of sound, or if you're generating too much heat, or if you are using too much electricity. So you've got to balance your systems to get past each one, safely, but then sometimes it also requires quite quick movements at times to maybe shut your engine off as something comes past, or right after you get past a certain point, so you don't drift into another waiting enemy or something. But
I don't know, the whole second screen thing is always something that I've wrestled with when it comes to the Wii U, because it's tech that they can definitely use to their advantage, having the additional screen. However, if you're taking your eyes off the screen, especially in this where you might have to, I'm guessing, land the spaceship safely, things like that. Are you in danger at any point, if you're taking your eyes off of the main screen?
It can get a little bit tricky at times. There's certain points where you're going to want to judge where you are on the screen, but tap a button on the gamepad at the same time. But for those moments, maybe the function that you need has been mapped to one of the buttons on the gamepad rather than the touchscreen as well. Right. So you can quickly shut off your engines with a tap of the triggers, for example.
So, but does the second screen then become redundant?
No, it doesn't, because you need to... What the second screen does, and I can't think of any other real Wii U game that does this, bar maybe Mario Party 10, like I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, where it couldn't be done... this game couldn't be done without the second screen.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I mean, even on a DS, I don't think it would work as well because it'd be far too small for what it needs to be. And it's hard to describe. So on the screen, you're just seeing a 2D going left to right kind of map, but you're not often moving and looking at the pad. You're maybe moving and then you stop, look at the pad and adjust your kind of fuel levels and stuff, and it works a bit better.
Right, okay.
But one of the coolest features is you can play it multiplayer, and it's cooperative. So one person still has the gamepad, but you can have up to 2 friends play with you. And one of them, for example, takes over the role of the pilot. So they'll move the ship left and right and a couple of other things, like they fire the flares and things that you have. But the person using the gamepad is still controlling the power and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of like you are almost the different bits, different crew members of a ship going through the level.
That sounds similar to something you played, Cal, wasn't it? Didn't you play something like that on iPhone or something? Where
I don't play mobile games.
Yeah, well, I thought it was. Oh no, was it you, Nailz? Was it? I feel like someone was on this podcast explaining an iPhone game where like people were different parts of a ship. Am I completely wrong? Maybe I am. Go on, Nailz.
Oh no, that was Adam, I think.
No, it was me. I'm just trying to think what the game was called though.
But yeah, it was that type of idea where people were kind of trying to work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That seems like a cool idea. Now, like, can you use Wiimotes and stuff, Nailz? Or
yeah, so the other players can use a Wiimote on its own, doesn't need a nunchuck, or the Pro controller that they've got. And it's pretty cool having to communicate, adds another dimension and changes the way you do some of the puzzles. Because where before it was kind of quick hand action, it becomes communication and it's...
Thanks, Cal.
Down boy.
I was going to go for it, but yeah, well done, Cal.
It requires like some good communication between you and stuff, and it's never too hard. And it never feels unfair. It has the right blend of trial and error. So sometimes you'll get past an enemy and then turn your engine off because you've drifted through it, and you'll land in a trap. And it's like, right, okay, next time I know to do that, and you'll get through it next time, and then there's a checkpoint just after it and things. But it is a really good game, and it's presented in kind of a cutesy way in the intro cutscenes. But the story itself is a bit darker, I guess, the actual levels and things. But I really, if you've got a Wii U, I'd recommend trying it out.
Wonderful. Calv, you don't have a Wii U, you have a PC because you were a member of the Master Race.
I am, but I do have a Wii U as well.
I thought you got rid of yours.
No, I still got the Wii U.
Oh, that was only just empty promises, so was it? That you were
Did I say I was going to get rid of it?
I feel like you did. But anyway, I was trying to make a segue into Neverwinter, and then I realised...
strenuously again.
Yeah, exactly. But this actually isn't the PC version of it, is it?
No, so I played the PC version a couple of years ago now when it came out, and very recently the Xbox One version came out. I think it just left beta, so it's now officially launched. I don't know what the difference is because it's a free-to-play game anyway, but this is surprisingly good. For an MMO on a console, it works brilliantly. There's a few changes to the UI, so everything's a bit bolder, stands out more, text is bigger, dialogue boxes are bigger, everything like that. The only major difference I can tell, really, is that you use your triggers instead of your mouse. And it has like a kind of auto lock-on, so it's even easier to target enemies. And yeah, it's still the same great game that was on the PC. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, because that kind of sounds similar to what Stubbsy was talking about last week. What was he talking about? Was it Smite? I think it was, where he was saying that it was implemented quite well on the console as well. Like this is I suppose uncharted territory for consoles, like games like this working, I suppose, on the systems.
We finally get into the period where proper games can be brought onto consoles as well, so you don't have to be part of the PC Master Race to play proper games anymore.
Well, yeah, you kind of do. But is there anything different with the Xbox One version?
No, all the content is the same. It's just the mechanics have been altered a little bit just to kind of make it more suitable. That's about it, really.
But would you still like? I mean, you say that this is implemented quite well. Yeah, would you still prefer to play it on the PC?
Oh, of course. Playing any game is going to be better on the PC. Better graphics, easier to control. But as a whole, if you don't have a PC, this is a good way to access the game.
It's true.
I've seen some people on Twitter who've been playing it who wouldn't have been able to play it otherwise.
Yeah, peasants, I believe
we
call them.
We do call them peasants, but I don't want to be that harsh on the podcast, Colm.
You can. We can all speak freely here, Cal. Because I'm about to speak freely as well. About Rainbow Six Siege.
Mate, oh my gosh.
So I've been playing the alpha version.
Wait. We should add like a little asterisk after playing.
To playing, yeah, okay. I streamed a little bit of it on our YouTube channel yesterday as we're recording this, and possibly as you're listening to this. And I suppose first of all, while streaming, I tried to figure out a way to turn off voice chat. I thought I did, but I was still coming through in the game, so I couldn't talk, and it was just fucking messy and shit like that. But before because while I was streaming it, I did figure out one reason why I think this game won't work. But I'll explain that in a second. First of all, I just want to say that the idea is really, really cool. This, like, it appears to be it appears that there's going to be no single player attached to this at all. It is going to be just multiplayer, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is what I suppose similar to what we saw last year at E3 when it was the kind of hostage situation. You had the team of, I don't know, whatever cops or whatever the fuck they are guarding the hostage in a house or an aeroplane. There's 3 maps currently available in the alpha. It's like there's an aeroplane, a house, and I don't know, is it just a different house or something? There's another one anyway. And yeah, so you've your team of people trying to guard the hostage. So putting up, barricading windows, I suppose, and just kind of you can set up other little kind of fortifications around the place as well. And the other team are the baddies going in trying to kill the hostage. And before they go in to try to kill the hostage, everyone gets this cool shit hot remote control car that they can go into the house and try and find the hostage, and then the hostage will be marked for them. They'll be able to find it, things like that. So it's a really cool idea, and I think it could have worked really well. But the problem is, Calv, right? As was demonstrated in my stream, people are fucking idiots. Assholes. Yes. Because
it's the same thing with Evolve, though. You have to play with a group of friends, don't you? If you play with idiots, it's gonna be hard.
Well, okay, fair point. Because, like, just like when I was playing it, I'm trying to remember. I said something, and another person on the stream, or so, like someone I was playing with, said something, and I said, "Excuse me," and then this American gentleman, I'm gonna hazard a guess that he was probably between the ages of 12 and 14. I don't know. Said, "You can't turn off voice. It's incredibly gay and annoying," and there's Exhibit A of the human race, and why. I suppose public games they just can't work, because I mean, when they showed this off in a trailer, Rainbow Six, it was, everyone was so slick and smooth, and everyone knew what they were doing. They were like, "Hey, fucking shithead, go over there and lock that door down." "Yeah, that's okay, I'll go down here." And everyone's so in sync with each other. But it's just an exercise in futility trying to play with actual people, because there'll be no tactics involved, and everyone just fucking runs in and tries. It's effectively like watching a group of primary kids playing football. Everyone's running after the ball. Nobody's, you don't have someone playing the sweeper role. You don't have somebody trying to boss the midfield. It's just everyone just running directly after the ball, and it's just absolute chaos. That's what it is currently in the alpha. I don't know. It could actually turn out that the final game is something, I don't know, just something far better, and it's more cohesive between players. But I don't know, like Cal, you mentioned Evolve as well. Evolve, I suppose, is kind of a prime example. isn't it, Calvin?
Well, yeah. I mean, why did you bring that back to me? Do you want me to talk about Evolve now, or what? I don't know.
Well, no, but all right, Calv. No, I was just saying that like it is. Like in the kind of the cooperative multiplayer experiences, it is very difficult.
These games, you just can't go and play public. You can't play with the general public because the general public are stupid. You have to play with an organised group of friends.
Yeah,
you're gonna get idiots. That was quite mild what he said.
Oh yeah, gee, I know he could have said an awful lot worse. And when that particular gentleman said that, I knew, okay, I'm gonna have to shut up because if I keep talking, I'm afraid of what else this person will say. Yeah. So yeah,
I think you should have just talked on your stream regardless and bugger the rest of them.
I probably should have, yeah. I probably should have. Which brings us to our talking point this week. No, apologies, it doesn't. Calvin's Movie Minutes. Calvin, hello. You haven't been on in like a week. No,
do you want me to talk about some movies, Colm?
It was just a week you missed, Calv. Break down the box office for me.
Mate,
what has Calvin been seeing in the cinema?
What movies did we have last week? I went to see Fast and Furious 7. Did I talk about that one on here?
You didn't. Do tell. What's it like?
It's fast, it's furious.
And it's 7.
It's the 7th one. I mean, that's all you need to know. No, but really, this is... I'm not the biggest fan of these big blockbuster action comedy flicks. I'm really not.
So why did you go see the 7th Fast and the Furious? Have you seen all the others?
I've seen the majority of them.
Okay.
Because I got invited, it was a screening, so I got to go and see it for free, and it was early, so I thought, why not? It would be rude not to, really. So I went to check it out, and I like seeing films as well, like out of my comfort zone, things that I wouldn't normally see. I think it's always good to do that. And I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's one of the best Fast and Furious films, if not the best in a long, long time. It is funny throughout, because it doesn't take itself too seriously. That's the problem with a lot of these films. Well, the problem that I have is they're like, oh, we're these big action heroes, and we're doing this American shit, and we're like, oh, whatever. And then when they take a second out just to take fun of themselves and have a laugh at what they're doing, that's when I can appreciate it more. And they did that a lot. Like you've got The Rock, who literally tenses his biceps to break out of a cast. I mean, come on.
It's so stupid. Right. I've seen that too. I went watching it the other day with my pals, and I don't understand how there's not no more deaths in that film. The Rock should...
I know, it's great, isn't it?
The Rock should have died 3 times. I can't spoil it, but one of the guys...
Yes.
Should have died.
I know what you mean. I was thinking, okay, he's going to die now. Okay, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's going to die. Oh, okay.
It's like, if you get out, I'm going to kill you. No, you're not, because you just fucking get up again. They're going to die. Oh, it's incredible. Another point, I think, obviously, Paul Walker died during filming of this. I think I think they did really well with the
I was going to ask that. How's that?
You can tell.
Can you?
You can
in
tell
certain parts you could tell it's CGI.
Yeah, it's like CGI, and his brother became a double, I think, for him as well. And it's weird because you can tell, but it still looks like him. So it's very like uncanny valley type stuff, and it's a bit off-putting at the same time. Really good how they've managed to do it at the same time. But they've done well, to be fair. And yeah, the
way they've managed to make it, the film is almost like an ode to Paul Walker, isn't it?
Yeah, but
and the ending in particular, the way they wrapped up the film, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, the ending was really nice, but I don't really get how it works narratively. But I can't really spoil it. We'll talk about it off cast, but it is really nice. It's really touching how they do it, and it's very. Yeah, it was just ruined for me because as this wonderful ending, it fades to white for Paul. A fat kid runs across the front of the cinema shouting. Absolutely ruined it.
Oh no way. See, general public for you. There you go.
Yeah.
What a lovely moment.
Yeah.
Cal, did you see anything else?
Did I talk about Get Hard on here? I think I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That was a resigned sigh.
Stop hating. All right, we'll leave film review there for now then.
Wonderful. I think that's fast becoming my favourite part of the podcast. So now we can get back to games, and this week's talking point. Mr. Nailz, do fill me in on what's happening in the world of Lego.
Well, it looks like Lego are coming out with their own Skylanders Disney Infinity style thing. I
never want to hear you say thing ever again.
They're taking it to another level though, aren't they?
What, this thing, is it? Who, Lego or Skylanders or who?
Lego Dimensions.
Right. Okay. What is this new level?
I mean, have you seen it?
No, tell me.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt what Dan was telling you, but basically, you've got your Disney Infinity or your Skylanders kind of portal, but then you've got actual Lego bricks to build it out of, and you've got your characters from the Lego universe, like Lego Batman and the ones from the Lego movie, and then you've got the video game to go with it. So it's like you've got the game, you've got the portal, you've got the characters like you normally have, but you also have Lego. It's flipping Lego, physical, real, actual building blocks Lego.
But Nailz, is this not just specifically for this game? You know, like this, like I suppose this is going to be a Skylanders deal as opposed to, say, an Amiibo deal where you can have Lego Batman turn up in Lego Hobbit or things like that. Is that because has this been confirmed or is this a rumor?
Right. So at the moment, this is a rumor. They've been teasing it for a couple of days with like various Lego characters like Batman, Gandalf, and things in front of a portal, teasing an announcement later today. As is so often the case with these things, something that's got leaked to Reddit, and it looks like a starter pack on the Wii U. So it's called Lego Dimensions, and yeah, it is as Calv said. So it's got like the base and it's got the multiple characters, and from the look of it, all these characters are going to be sharing a playable in the world. So it is like a Disney Infinity where they go into each other's world and things and do things. And I mean, obviously, with the Lego games, they've got quite a lot there already. So, you know, you've got obviously got Batman, Lord of the Rings, the rest of the DC universe. You got the Lego Movie, and other
everything
things.
Is awesome.
And other things that they've announced are like, well, not announced, but they've hinted at are like Back to the Future and Lego's Ninjago.
Oh yeah.
Series apparently. So I think it could be pretty cool. It's obviously taking on the popularity of Skylanders and Disney Infinity, but yeah, I mean, you're getting Lego with this as well. From the look of it, the characters themselves are on like little bases, like an Amiibo style base. So you probably can't take them off and swap them like a regular Lego character, but there is like Lego bricks on the pad itself. So I imagine you can build that up how you want.
And well, but I suppose that wouldn't really matter, does it? Like, I mean, that's just like you're like building up the portal.
That's the whole point of it. So you get the game out of the box. You've got 269 pieces here. You've got to build your portal before you can play the video game.
That's a bit shit, though, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Well,
that's like flat pack furniture, basically.
You probably don't need to build it. You probably don't need to build it.
You plug it in the USB as a basic portal that's boring. You want to build it up first, don't you?
But yeah,
you can make your own gamepad type thing look how you want to do it. I'm guessing is their intention here. So you're going to have the central kind of pad where you put your characters on. You're probably not going to be able to move that, but then all the bits around it, you can probably just build it up however you want. You can make it anything. That's the whole point of Lego, isn't it? Anything. And that's the good thing with these worlds. They can literally send them anywhere they want because there's so many Lego sets. There's Lego sets for everything. So
what's it rumored to be coming to?
Well, they haven't said. I mean, the leaked pack picture is for Wii U. I reckon a smart bet is obviously PS4 and Xbox One. Don't know whether it'll come to last gen. Right. I don't know how much. Well, I guess for this kind of thing, a lot of kids are probably still on last gen, so it probably is worth it, and it probably isn't too hard to do.
Because I was going to say that, like, if Nintendo could somehow snap up that as an exclusive, they'd be laughing because they at one point Skylanders was offered to them as an exclusive, and they really slipped up there. But
there's no way that Lego would do that. And also,
I know, yeah.
I think it's already been listed on Toys R Us for PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii U. So
everything basically, yeah. I don't know. Like, do we like? I suppose we've spoken about amiibos and all this kind of stuff before. Murph, are you a fan of the toys to life stuff?
I can see the appeal of them. So like little kids, like I've got an neighbour who's 4, and he's like really loves this stuff. Like when he sees it and all that type of stuff. So I think this one this one actually tempts me more than everything because everyone loves Lego. I don't care who you are. And if the game's actually good, like I've heard the Skylanders game is actually good. It's not just shite because it's a kids game. So if this is actually good, and it looks like from the box art, it looks like there's loads of different worlds, like a Chinatown, a graveyard, a desert, all that type of thing. So if it's a really good game and you just go around and it's actually not just a load of crap, then I could actually see myself, if it's reasonably priced, maybe giving it a go, because it does look, I know, the Lego movie is a decent movie, and it's the characters are all from it, so maybe. This is the only one that's ever tempted me.
Really?
Yeah, like I've never, like, Skylanders just looks like poor Spyro caught in a web of money and amiibos. The only thing that's tempted me with amiibos is that little woolly Yoshi one, but I don't even own a Wii U, so...
Somebody shut that down.
I was just... Somebody else is excited about the Lego Dimensions as well.
My apologies.
This is...
Give him a good booting.
He's blind, leave him alone.
You have a blind dog?
Yes, he's a weird dog. Well, no, we won't go into it, but yeah.
Can we not?
Do you want it?
Are we not allowed?
Right.
Please, yeah.
Well, we got him. He's a
What
dog.
did you do to the dog, Ben?
I did nothing to the dog. He's been nothing but trouble. Right, he's adopted for a start. So we adopted him from...
So you're not his real dad?
Don't tell him until he's 18. It's a lot to take on.
So we adopted him from an old lady who couldn't cope with a puppy, and then we got him. Then when he came to, he was a country dog, so we used to like fresh air and stuff. Then he came to a suburban town. His skin went to absolute shite, so we got eczema for dogs, which means his hair fell out basically at points. He had skin like a rhino. It was all pink and horrible. And then we put him on steroids and stuff and various drugs. Oh no, RSPCA.
Did he turn into Brock Lesnar? Is Brock Lesnar your dog?
Various dog Lesnar. Various drugs. Various drugs to fix his skin. And his skin got fixed. He was all well and good. He's got lovely fur now. He's no longer in searing pain, and but he got diabetes from the result of the drugs, which led to him having to have an injection twice a day, and he then got
This
cataracts.
is the most unlucky dog in the world.
He then got cataracts and became blind.
This sounds like a bloody plot to a Hollywood movie, mate.
I was going to say this is the next Homeward Bound or
It's
something.
so funny because once he tried jumping on the couch and missed.
Your sympathy does you credit now.
I hope RSPCA don't listen to this. They'll be around nicking me down.
Oh, what age does he
I
know?
expect 7 or so. Poor dog.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Metal Gear.
It's me, Mario. Do a barrel roll.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Hail to the king, baby.
Oh, we're still doing this.
Yay!
It's time. It's time for Guess Who. No, Mr. Dan Murphy, I don't know, are you familiar with the rules of Guess Who? But I will inform you as I do everyone every week. This is basically the part of the show where I give 5 clues to the identity of a video game character, and you, in this case, Dan Murphy, Dan Naylor and Calvin Robinson, must guess correctly. Now, when you think you have an answer, shout out your name and tell me what you're thinking, but lads, be careful, as you only have 3 guesses. To the victor go the spoils. Clue number 1. I first appeared in a video game in 1987, before Dan Murphy was even fucking born.
Wow.
Good
Before
start.
I was born.
Clue number 2. Along with the series I'm associated with, I've appeared in many other spin-offs and series. Many, I will stress. Clue number 3. My main series has 10 entries, with the latest coming in 2010. Clue number 4. My powers are forever growing in every game I'm in, as each time I defeat a boss, I evolve, for lack of a better term.
No idea.
Clue number 5. A very famous Japanese developer is sort of seen as my father, and over there
Calvin.
I got... Yes?
Are we talking about Metal Gear?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I guess it was going to be.
And over there, I got the name Rockman. And I'm also an animal lover. I have a dog named Rush.
Huh?
If you don't get it from that,
No idea.
you mightn't get it. Okay, so clue number 1. I first appeared in a video game in 1987. Clue number 2. Along with the series I'm associated with, I've appeared in many other spin-offs and series.
Dan Murphy.
Yes.
Is it something to do with Pokemon?
No. Clue number 3. My main series has
Calvin.
10... Yes?
Mega Man.
Calvin Robinson!
Well done.
Well done, Cal.
Thank
What,
you.
what gave it away? Wikipedia?
No, because I knew Mega Man came out in 1987, but I didn't know that all that other stuff was about him. So I looked up the dog named Rush, and the picture of the
bastard.
dog named Rush looks like Mega Man with all the things on him. So I figured, okay, he must be Mega Man's dog, and then.
You
I think he
cheating.
needs to be stripped.
Is that cheating? How is that cheating?
That's completely cheating. That victory is null and void, Calvin.
Well, no one said you can't look it up. You told us the rules before we started. No one said anything about not looking.
Right.
It's a quiz. It's a fucking quiz. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking.
Have you ever been in a pub quiz? Everyone's on the Googles.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be. It's dishonest, Calvin.
Okay, in that case, I just remembered that Mega Man had a dog called Rush. So
Bullshit. Fuck's sake,
annoying.
Calvin. I'm very disappointed in you, to be honest.
sorry, sir.
I know Nailz is absolutely seething in the corner.
I was thinking Mega Man as well, but I didn't say it because I didn't know about the dog.
So you know what, Nailz? You get the victory.
What? For thinking it?
Exactly. I can trust Nailz. He's an honest man. Fuck's sake, Calvin.
Thank
Well,
you
I
very
suppose,
much.
Calvin, your issue was being too honest and telling me that you looked
there you go.
up the name of the dog.
I've learned my lesson.
Right, and now it's time for a listener question, lads. We have one here from Tugga, who is on Twitter at AdamC1337, and he asked us. He said a rival site took 15 marks off of Bloodborne's score because of no lip sync, which is peculiar. What is God is a Geek's review scoring system based on? Well, I suppose we do actually have a scoring guide, a scoring policy, which you can look at. It's on. I want to say it's on all of our reviews at the very bottom, I think.
Yeah, and you can also see it at the top of the main page on the site.
Exactly. So you can look that up. But Nailz, is there, when you're reviewing a game, is there anything that you specifically look for or anything like that? Just personally.
It doesn't need to be fun. That's maybe the wrong word, because not the point of all games isn't necessarily to be fun.
Yeah.
It needs to be what it sets out to be. So if it sets out to be fun, it needs to be fun. If it sets out to give a message, it needs to give that message, and then I'll work from there. Because that's what it is. It should be judged against that, and then you look at things like, well, how well implemented is it technically? How innovative is it? How does it look?
I think Dan hit the nail on the head there. We judge a game based on its own merit. I think that's about it. Because when people say, "Oh, you gave that game a 10, you gave that game an 8," it doesn't work like that. We don't think, "Okay, that game got a 10, so this one has to get a 10." It's all based on its own merit, and I like what you said about if it's achieving what it's set out to do.
I think that, and that's something that a lot of people, they look at scores and they will directly compare them. Like, say, as you said, Cal, you gave Halo 9 an 8, and then you gave fucking Little Big Planet 16 an 8.5. Does that mean Little Big Planet 16 so is better? And it's like, well, I mean, I suppose if you break it down to that simple terms, but it's like maybe it was a different reviewer, maybe like they're two different games setting out to do two completely different things. It's as you say, Cal, yeah, you have to take a game on its own merits and I suppose judge it for what it is rather than what it's trying to do. And I suppose whether it fails at what it's trying to do or not. So that just about does it for this episode of the God is a Geek podcast. Thank you very much for listening. And do please rate and review us on iTunes. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And tell your friends about us. Tweet about us. Facebook, whatever. Let people know. Don't let us be your little secret, you minx. You can follow us all on Twitter as well. I am at Colm_Ahern. Nailz is at Max Shanks. Calvin is at Calvin Robinson. Dan Murphy, you are at Murbroski.
That is correct, yes.
And of course, God is Geek is also on Twitter at God is Geek, and on Facebook, facebook.com/God is Geek, and YouTube, youtube.com/God is Geek, and godisgeek.com itself for all of your news, reviews, podcasts, videos, esports, fucking games, things, wrestling podcasts, but whatever you want, go to godisgeek.com. And this is the part where we bid farewell to all of our fine listeners. I won't be here next week. I'll be on a yeah. I'm going on a holiday, lads. I'm going off to a sunny place.
Have fun.
So I'm looking forward to that and not playing a single solitary video game. So that'll be absolutely delightful. I don't know. There might be a familiar voice on this podcast. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it might be somewhat of a comeback in the hosting chair. We'll see.
Don't call it a comeback.
Indeed.
You know what? I've enjoyed having Murph on here though, because it's almost like having Martin back. You know the accents.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'll roll with it anyway.
It's a lovely thing.
Good.
It's a lovely thing.
Good.
So yeah, that just about does it. So say goodbye, Murph.
Goodbye, everyone.
Say goodbye, Nailz.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Calvin.
Goodbye, Calvin.
And say goodbye, Colm. Slán go fóill.